Alright guys, we haven't dropped a midweek in forever, so for everyone wanting a midweek video, here you go. Last time we were down in Moab filming the video where we put the skid steer tires on my Jeep, we could not keep this thing cool, and it has never had cooling problems in its whole life.
It don't like the sand, dude. I got up to like 248. I couldn't see the gauges because all I could see was sand in here.
It was acting weird, it was building a lot of pressure in the cooling system, so we're really worried that we might have lost a head gasket in this new motor. I don't even think this motor has 1,000 miles on it. I really don't know why anything would be wrong with this thing. I drive it like a grandpa. But the head gasket isn't the only problem, so Brady and Alex are gonna help me today. We're gonna dive on this thing and try and get it looking and working like it was new again. Okay, I think that's everything.
While this Jeep's squeaky clean, we're gonna hurry and throw a coat of Armor Shield 9 on. This ceramic coat from Avalon King is gonna help keep the paint nice, protect it, help water bead right off of it, and help it keep it clean for longer. Ceramic coating your car is definitely worth doing. After we did this to the work truck, that thing is so much easier to clean and it looks new all the time now. For a small to medium sized vehicle, you only need one kit and that'll do the paint, the glass, the wheels, and the trim. So one kit will do this whole Jeep easy. All you gotta do is make sure your car is super clean, then take a little bit of Armor Shield 9, put it on the applicator pad, and start going for broke, rubbing it all over your car.
Let that Armor Shield 9 sit on there and do its thing for a minute, and after it flashes, buff that stuff off and you're good to go.
This stuff's like wax on steroids. Not only does it cure to a glass-like finish, but it's also hydrophobic so water will not stick to the paint. It just beads right off.
Before I painted this Jeep myself, I got a quote to paint it and it was like $10,000. The paint on your car is not cheap and it's worth protecting. Click the link in our description and at checkout use code PEC25 and that'll get you 25 bucks off your whole kit so you can get your car protected and looking super nice. Thank you so much Avalon King for supporting our channel and sponsoring today's video.
First things first, before we do anything else, I have to fix this thing that has been driving me nuts on this Jeep. And that is, when we put the fuel pump in this thing, it's so big, it's such a big fuel pump that pushes so much volume of fuel that they can't put a check valve in one. That makes it so every time we shut the Jeep off, it loses prime. So when you turn it on, it'll sit there and sputter and run weird until it picks up solid fuel and then runs good after that. This check valve that we got from Snake Eater Performance is going to let fuel go through it, but not come back, so everything forward will keep prime.
While they're dealing with the fuel pump stuff, I'm gonna check Caleb's rear diff, because Caleb and I both have the same rear axle, and I tore mine apart the other day, and I had a bunch of chipped pinion teeth. So I kind of want to see if Caleb's got the same thing going on, because we've done the same stuff, and he's got more power.
What are you trying to get bad news here for? I've had it.
I've actually never changed the fluid in this either. This is still the same setup fluid that was in it when I put the gears in it.
3 years ago?
Yeah.
I just have a bad feeling about this. This is maintenance, and you just, as soon as you start doing maintenance, you're gonna start having problems.
I think that this is the very first time this Jeep's ever even been on the lift, and we've had this thing for months now. So that's saying something how much maintenance this Jeep actually gets. But for this check valve, I'm gonna put it right after our Snake Eater Performance canister style filter here, and we're always gonna have fuel pressure.
That fluid is a little metallic-y. That's kind of normal. I feel like it's normal. It's just if it's chunky. What's gonna make me happy is seeing Caleb's chipped teeth in here.
I've had it.
Mine ain't the only one.
Come on, sweetie. Please, please, please be strong in there. Please. Fluid doesn't look terrible. It looks pretty good.
I didn't see any chunks.
Looks pretty good.
Alex is one of these guys, if he's in pain and miserable, he also wants you to be in pain and miserable.
Ooh.
Come on now, dog.
You're full of crap.
It looks fine.
Heck yeah.
No chunks. You look like you're in good shape here for now.
Man, it sure feels good to spend $60 in gear oil just so you know that, you know, your rear end's not broke.
Yeah, well, the thing is you haven't even changed it since break-in. You were supposed to
That's
change
true.
that like a long time ago.
Keyword is supposed to. Been fine.
It's been fine.
I changed my mind. I'm going to put it behind the filter.
Got a lot of fuel coming out of that. That's money, Braid.
Oh, it's going down my shirt. Oh, that hurts on my cut. Ow.
Oh, yeah. Most dermatologists say that's good on the skin.
That's a good exfoliator.
Dude, it's going everywhere. Why did I get this job? Well, the check valve's in, so it should have fixed the fuel priming problem that we've got, but I'm so full of gas, my skin is just absorbing all that gas.
You're full of gas.
Yeah, I'm full of gas, so I gotta go shower and get this stuff off.
I'm a little worried about
I think
him.
the gas is starting to get to him.
All right, the rear end is full of fluid and the check valve is on the fuel system.
We still don't know for sure if it fixed it because we haven't turned the Jeep on, but I'm pretty sure that was what was going on. But I gotta show you guys the next problem that is potentially a huge problem, but if we catch it right now, hopefully we can fix it.
That right there is my power steering pump. And that right there is bare aluminum, which should not be on the pulley. As this axle's been traveling up, it's been hit so hard up in there that something in here's been tweaked, and this upper link mount is hitting that power steering pulley. And it's hit it hard at least once.
I'm just counting your lucky stars if that thing's not leaking yet. I can't believe that's actually the case. I mean, that was hit pretty freaking hard.
It's touched it hard enough that it has literally like lathed off this chunk of aluminum and not hurt that bearing yet. So we're gonna trim this upper link here and make sure that our pinion angle's right so that thing fits snug up in there where it should have been, and hopefully solve that problem.
Before this car lift, Alex would have had the high lift jack rigged up to this thing on about a 45-degree angle, ready to kill both of us. We've actually been moving through this stuff pretty fast. I'm actually kind of proud of us. But we are now onto something that I really haven't wanted to do. Like, zero part of me has wanted to do this at all. But this flipping Jeep sounds like a derby car. It has the worst exhaust leak, like, of all time. And if you've been watching the channel for a long time, like back when I was building this turbo system, Alex and our buddy Bentley talked me out of welding this certain part on the turbo system. They wanted me to use a gasket and bolt it. And of course, that is where it's leaking, and it is leaking terribly.
What really happened was this was our first ever custom turbo set, and me and Bentley didn't want you to ruin 2 good headers, 2 good flanges. So we said if it doesn't work, they're not ruined. But if they did work, then you can go and weld it later, which is what's happening.
So really, both of you guys were wrong. The turbos don't work very good and they leak.
I've had it.
That was rude.
So the reason that I didn't want to do them is because this whole thing, both turbos have to come off, all this exhaust has to come off. Pretty much everything's coming off to get down and get the headers out and weld. You'll see what we're talking about once all this stuff's out, but it's welding this flange and all this has to come out. All right, right here in between these two flanges, that gasket, really the whole design is our problem. So we gotta get the gasket out of there, clean this whole thing like stupid clean. And I'm actually gonna put the bolts back in and sandwich that whole flange together. And then we're gonna weld this seam. And I'll probably weld the back side of the bolts too, so they hold on there. And if the weld cracks, because I suck at welding, the turbo won't fall off the motor and it'll stay together. This thing's been hot.
See any leaks in the gasket? Ooh.
I don't think, I mean, this gasket looks pretty good.
I don't think that's the problem.
No, it's probably not.
You know, I don't really know what I'm doing. I just...
Get out of here.
Here's the thing. I have a really good friend, our buddy Bentley, that is like a genie with this stuff, and he was the one that welded most of this. The problem is we don't have time to take it down to Bentley, and I've got to do this just by myself because I'm a man now. And he said he believes in me, but I don't believe in me.
Oh, I wanted to say, if you guys follow us on Instagram, we've got a video I took of Caleb in his Jeep in Moab from the side, and you can look in his fenders and see these were glowing red.
These have been red like countless times.
Whatever red temperature is for stainless,
That's hot.
that's how hot they are.
That's hot.
So we're gonna tack weld every inch around the whole thing, and if those tack welds hold, we're probably good to go all the way around, and hopefully the weld will hold after that. But if they start cracking, we've got problems.
Guys, Bentley watching this at home, I haven't been able to get a hold of you. I don't
It's
know.
working though.
I think it's working.
It's about time his luck changed around here.
Well, they're not welded yet. That's why I'm not saying much.
Yeah, don't say anything yet. It's honestly welding really well. Like, I was not expecting it to weld this well. But now I don't know if I should keep going or if I should let it cool.
Do it.
Go for
Get
it.
her done.
Well,
Dude, I don't know what's happening right now. I mean, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick that up. I don't know if the camera can pick up talent. You know? I never thought I'd see the day that I'd weld like that.
Oh, you're gonna have some guys telling you that your penetration right there isn't very good.
it really actually doesn't look that good.
It kind of sucks.
Shut up. So I am gonna hear it from the comment section because I did leave these bolts in and I welded the tops and bottoms so they didn't leak exhaust. But like, I don't get why it wouldn't be a good thing to have the more clamping force down on this whole thing. So I'm not going back on my decision.
Should we just leave all these loose so he still thinks it leaks?
I love that idea.
He'll be so mad.
I don't know, he's on a high right now.
I just kind of want to take it away from him.
All right, what's going on here?
I didn't want to film this. Put the camera back. The exhaust now doesn't work. And so instead of like cutting it off and re-welding it, we're gonna hook it up to the car lift and use hydraulics because we're men and this is America.
And we have a car lift.
And we have a car lift. That's lifting the Jeep up.
It's working for sure.
Oh, there it went.
This isn't right, guys.
Well, the cover's back on. Everything's tight.
We're almost ready to see if the head gaskets are bad.
And it's like, what, 11?
Yeah. it got better. I think the conclusion we've got here is the fact that the exhaust leaks are fixed, but I think you can just kind of still hear like the percussion of the exhaust because it's in the engine bay. Like typically your exhaust goes and dumps underneath your vehicle, so you're not hearing all those percussions in your exhaust. As well as this stainless is pretty loud because it's thin and there's a lot of like it's bouncing around in there and making noise, and then especially where they come together it makes a lot of noise. But I think if I exhaust wrap those, it would really help change the sound underneath the engine bay. But there's no exhaust leaks anymore. We just checked all around and we couldn't find any, so that's way good. So now is what I've been dreading.
Even more than
Well, that sucked more. I mean, this could go good. So I got a block test for the Jeep. So basically we're gonna put this in the radiator and squeeze this. It's gonna pull gases from the coolant system into this tube with this fluid in it, and if this fluid senses that there's exhaust gases in the coolant, basically your head gasket's toast. But if it stays blue, it's not sensing any exhaust gas in your coolant system. This is one of the most accurate ways that you can test if you've got a bad head gasket.
Do you think that the head gasket's actually bad?
I don't know. It was acting so weird in Moab. It's never got that hot. I mean, there was kind of a lack of power. It could have been pulling timing because of how hot it was. I don't know.
What do you think?
I don't want it to be bad because of what we just had to do, but I do kind of want to see that stuff turn yellow. That'd be kind of cool.
What?
But not the consequences.
I'm gonna have to go. I'm guessing they're not bad. The only thing that makes me question is when we were in Moab and I looked up in here and in the very last cylinder all the way to the back, it almost looked like there was a little something wet, and I don't know where it came from, what it was, but I thought, you know what? It's possible. So I'm gonna say no.
The reason that we're all kind of in doubt that it would be is because this thing has ARP head studs, LS9 head gaskets. Like, it should be, I mean, you should literally be able to run like 28 pounds of boost in this thing for 100,000 miles and your head gaskets not be a problem.
But the only thing that makes us think that it could be is because we put the head gaskets on.
Yeah, and it's mine. All right, if this stuff turns yellow or green, we're screwed.
I'm gonna call that safe.
Oh, yeah. That's what it looks like in straight exhaust.
Wow, good catch.
So what do you think happened that day when we thought the head gasket was bad?
Dude, I have no idea. I mean, it was over 100.
It was
in
like
Moab.
105 or 106 degrees on the highway with low tires.
I don't know if the thermostat was just having a bad day or what was going on, but I'm just so glad we checked the head gasket being bad off the list. Like, I can handle any other cooling problem, like it's probably the thermostat. That's pretty much the only thing it could be.
Yeah.
We teamed up with Ultimate Power Sports out of Preston, Idaho, and they pimped this thing out. It's got aftermarket handlebars, aftermarket pipe, a skid plate, custom graphics. This thing is ready to rip.
When you guys buy something off of the website, you're not only going to get entered to win the dirt bike, but you're also going to get one of your favorite shirts that you've ever worn in your life. You're not even going to want to take it off. We don't just go and slap our logo on crappy gear. We actually sort through and literally find the best fitting, best quality, longest lasting stuff that we possibly can. When you spend your hard-earned money on our gear, we want it to last a long time and want it to be your favorite. And that also goes for our jerky. We didn't just go and slap our logo on this stuff and really not like it. We literally eat this non-stop, and it's been our favorite jerky since we were like little kids. The other thing that we do is make these personalized happy birthday cards. We'll go and sign it for you or write a message. As you can see, we've got stuff on the website for literally everybody. So hop on peckbrothersoffroad.com and go get you something to get entered to win this bike. Every $5 you spend gets you 1 entry to win, no purchase necessary. And who knows, you might be the one that actually gets to come and pick this thing up.
Dude, it is so much better.